Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome. Welcome. As always, I'm going to wait about 3 minutes before we actually get started and before I introduce myself, who I am, where I come from, anything and everything. Come on in here. Welcome. Hope everybody get the notices because I don't control them. That's fully under YouTube's control. So I can't really, if everybody gets their live notifications, man, because that it's happening across the board to everybody. So it's not just me. So if you're not getting your notification, the only thing I can say is make sure hit the notification bell and go to all and just choose all notifications. Because I think some people just subscribe and then they think they automatically get every single notification from this person. You got to select all. I'm pretty sure I know why they haven't made that default, because that would just be like, that'd be too many notifications going to everybody and everyone, even for people that didn't even want the notification. So I see why they make you select it. Okay, so don't forget to do that. All right. All right, we're going to get started in about another minute and a half. Okay. Welcome. Appreciate you all that have followed me and subscribed to me and write me in the background and follow me on Instagram and follow me on Facebook. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the SMD family members. I appreciate everything that's been happening. You know, the uniqueness of this channel is just amazing. Everything that's amazing is happening to me right now. It's crazy. What's up, Eric? What's going on? You know, okay, now I'm going to introduce myself in about another 45 seconds, and then we're going to get started, okay? Because I hate waiting. Once you know how valuable time is in your life, you just don't want to wait for anything, right? You just want to make sure nobody controls that but you. But that's a different story. We're going to get further into that later. All right, we're going to get started in about 30 seconds, and I'm going to introduce myself, and then we're going to get started. What today is Q&A Sunday is the purpose of Q&A Sundays, okay? Welcome all. All right, we're going to get started. All right. For those of you that are new to my channel, my name is LJ Young, and I am a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them financially see outside what I call the debt matrix. And the debt matrix is a place where everybody lives that believes in credit and debt and finance and everything that goes down in value and still wonder why they're living paycheck to paycheck. They just can't figure it out, right? That's where I lived for the first 40 years of my life. I didn't know. I worshiped the credit gods. I did just like everybody else, couldn't figure it out. And then one day I woke up and found Dave Ramsey, and Dave Ramsey just basically said, hey, take the math that you learned in grade school and apply it to your finances and you'll always win with money. And that's exactly what I did. And I became free. Now, what I do to help people get out the debt matrix, I expose what I call the glitches in the debt matrix, things that don't make mathematical sense, but yet people continue to do them. The scientific word would be called cognitive dissonance. All right. So what I mean by that, if you believe you're a homeowner with a mortgage when you know it's not mathematically true, that's a glitch in the debt matrix, because you believe you're a homeowner when you know it's not mathematically true. You know, you couldn't have bought the house without the bank's money. All right. And keeping student loans, like you go to college for 4 years, but you keep your student loans your entire life. That right there, that's a glitch in the debt matrix, because if you did the math, you would know to never do anything like that. But yet millions of people do it every day. That's a glitch in the debt matrix, aka cognitive dissonance. Look it up. All right. That's what I do. So I help people out by showing them the things and and prove everything I'm saying with mathematics to 100% true. So when they come to me and ask me a question, I will show them with math, and then they will leave me knowing the answer, but they're still going to be stuck like, damn, I know that's true, but there's always a but. Then now there's two types of, now debt is pretty much slavery. Now everybody knows this term. The borrower is slave to the lender. Again, the borrower is slave to the lender. Everybody knows that statement, right? So if you finance something, you are now a slave to that lender. So if you have a mortgage, you are a slave. There's two kinds of slaves: unconscious slaves and conscious slaves. Okay. An unconscious slave is walking around doing everything everybody else does, going down in value, financing things that go down in value, can't figure out why they can't get ahead. And they just can't figure it out. And yet they keep doing it. That's called an unconscious slave. A conscious slave is somebody that has come to see me. I've shown them the path, give them the path. Now they're conscious that they are a slave. And now they have to do what they need to do to get out of debt so they will not be a slave anymore. There's two kinds of slaves, okay? All right. So this is what I do. And then I show you what freedom is really like. Now, wealth is owning the time in your life. That's because time is the most valuable commodity on earth. Everybody knows that too, just like the statement. But yet people don't treat time like it's the most valuable thing on earth. They just don't. You know you're going to die one day, but yet you just selling and doing your time for whatever you think, right? Just throwing it away. True wealth is this: owning every single minute of the time in your life. And you cannot do that. That's mathematically impossible to do with a job. Now, this is where you're going to start glitching. You're like, oh, well, then how am I going to do it? That's up to you to figure out. That's the part you got to figure out. First, you got to get out of debt to see that part. If you're in debt, you'll never see what I just told you about owning the time in your life. If you don't get out of debt, you will never know what that feels like, which I'm trying to explain to you today, because that's what I'm doing. I own every single minute of my life, the time in my life. You cannot do that. That's mathematically impossible for you to ever do with a job. Now, am I saying people don't ever get a job? Jobs are bad. You're talking down to people with jobs. No, I'm not saying any of that. The only thing I'm saying is that it will be mathematically impossible for you to ever own every single minute of the time in your life with a job. That's not good. That's not bad. That's just math. Okay. Take your feelings out of it. All right. Now, today I offer free services. It's Q&A Sundays, to where you can call. I mean, you can, let me put this up here too. You can come in on the live. You don't have to get on camera, or you can ask inside of the chat there to ask me any personal finance questions. Nothing outside of financial questions, nothing out of personal finances am I going to ever answer. I don't do any of that, okay? I don't tell you how to invest in the stock market. I don't tell you where to go to do real estate. I don't tell where you should invest in your 401k. I'm not, none of that. I'm in the business of you. Because if the business of you is not in business, nothing outside of you will ever work right, because it will be mathematically incorrect. All right. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So let's go down through here. Now, if you want your question shot straight to the top, you just do a super chat and I'll see it and we'll go straight to it. Okay. What's up, Dark Man? Shout out to Dark Man for the $4.99 super chat. Working and listen from the nosebleeds per usual. Hope all is well. What you mean by nosebleed? Where you at, Dark Man? What's up, James? What's going on, Atticus? How you doing, sir? Mr. J, he says, Mr. J, you think the U.S. do a debt jubilee given the debt crisis? Do you think I'm not sure what you're meaning by that. Tell me what you mean by that. What's that mean? So any questions? This is about you guys. Q&A Sundays to answer any personal finance questions that you may have right now, that I will answer them mathematically. Okay. And then once I give you the answer, it will be up to you to believe, not my math. Now, this is the big, and I want you guys to understand that are new to the channel. I'm never wrong. I'm never wrong, ever. I'm never, ever mathematically incorrect. I'm never wrong. Okay? I will give you the answer to why you can't get ahead. I will give you the answer. All you got to do is believe it, not believe me. Believe your own math, because I am going to give you the numbers to put in your own calculator to see if the numbers come out on your calculator same as my numbers on my calculator. See how that's going to work? All right, that's how it works. Let's see. Mr. J says, absolve all consumer debt. No, debt is not going anywhere. All right. Our economy runs on debt. So that's never going away. Student loans will never be, they will never forgive student loans. That would be giving up too many of their slaves. You think they're going to give up that much control? Look how many student loan debt is at 1.6 trillion with a T. That's a big fat capital T. That's millions of slaves. You think they're just going to release them? Hell no, that's not happening. No, sir. That would disrupt the whole economic system if they said, hey, we're going to forgive 1.6 trillion. The whole economy would just like, imagine a big old boat, the Titanic, just leaning. That would just throw everything off. Nope. All the companies that, think about all the companies that house student loans, go after people. Those are all jobs. They would just vanish. No, that's never happening. Never. What's up, Gabriel R. Carp? Any questions? Now, again, you can come on the show if you wish, or you can ask the question in the chat, okay? But I will always have an answer for you. If you're new to the channel, this will be unlike any channel you've ever seen on YouTube. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. I can tell you, if you're in financial trouble, you've been living check to check all your life, I can give you the answer to why you're doing that. Guaranteed. I guarantee it. I will give you the answer to why, no matter how many raises you get, you're still living paycheck to paycheck. No matter, you probably make $10,000 to $20,000 more than 10 years ago, but you're still living paycheck to paycheck. I can guarantee I'll give you the answer to why that is. And those of you out there that live in paycheck to paycheck and you think nobody can tell, you're only fooling other people like you. If you're living paycheck to paycheck in a nice house, you're driving a nice car, to the outside world, you're looking good, but you're living paycheck to paycheck, you're only fooling other people like you, because you guys all do the same things. You guys do everything the same. You just don't know you do. I promise you, you're not fooling anybody. We can see you. What's up, L. Marshall? This is why I do Q&A Sundays, because I want to give you this gift. I see debt people. I'm telling you, you guys living paycheck to paycheck in debt, you're so crystal clear. I can see you. You guys, the way you guys talk, what you do, what you say in public. You guys don't even know what you say and do in public when it comes to money. It's horrible, because this is what I think about. This is what I think about. When I was a slave, when I was in debt, I said all the exact same things in public. I will help free you from that, because it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. NC Big says, LJ, what do you think about Trump's executive order to remove taxes for the remainder of the year? New slaves coming soon. Now I can't really speak on that because I didn't really understand what's, I gotta, okay, so it's different. Okay, let me explain to you. When you're debt free, when I hear the president speak, it's almost like it's 2 or 3 messages inside of what he's saying. You don't know if you're in debt. The best way I can explain to you, you don't really know what he's saying. Okay. Yeah, you hear the surface of, hey, we're going to do this to stop this, and this is going to prevent this. But then you always think, well, why? That's the first thing I think. Why are you doing that? Okay, what if you change that? What else is going to change? That's how I look at things. If you change that, what else is going to change? Oh, if that happens, this happens. Got it. So I got to really look into the reason why he's doing that, you know? What's up, Cosmic? That's not for everyone. Oh, talking to NC Biggs. Okay. What's up, Amina? Today's Q&A Sundays. This is where you get all your personal finance questions answered for free. Because I don't do that free stuff no more. That's done. That's done. And let me share something with you guys when you guys decide to get out here on your own. Okay, let me explain something to you. When you become this, this is different from the entrepreneurs that are out here. They're like, yeah, we're already out here, but you're in debt still. So yeah, I'm still talking to you. So if you're an entrepreneur and you're deep in debt, you're no different than the slaves. I want you to explain something. I want to make sure you're clear on that. You're no different than the slaves. You're just at a different level of slavery. That's it. You're not different. The regular slaves are going to believe you more because I guess you're an entrepreneur or whatever, but they don't know you're in debt. I can see you too. Okay, you talk just the same as slaves. You're no different. So don't be fooled by that. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm reading something else. I apologize. Stopped in the middle of what I'm saying. Let me read about it. It's lowering funding payroll taxes. Yeah, Cosmic says, LJ, that executive order is pandering to the masses. It is, for sure. It was dead on arrival, but he knows election is coming soon. There's some bigger things going on right now that you guys, slaves really can't, you guys really don't see it. You guys, and when I say you guys, I want you guys to understand something. I'm only talking about the conscious slaves and the unconscious slaves. There's only 2 kinds. Now you're probably thinking the word slave is bad, right? But I'm gonna tell you something. Only slaves believe the words take offense to the word slave. Once you're no longer a slave, you won't care about that word. Gabriel says there's something fishy going on now. Not really fishy. It's something happening. I don't look past the days anymore. I don't try to look into the future. I don't try to say, hey, if this happens, that's going to happen. No, I don't know any of that. All I'm looking at is today. Why is something happening now? Because I see what's coming. I see a lot of stuff coming right now. It's not really that difficult to see. But I can't prove it. It's just my opinion. It's my mathematical opinion, though. So any questions? Any personal finance questions? You can ask me just questions they've been asking right now. Just things that maybe what are my opinion on things that are happening right now. Oh, excuse me. Um, you know what? I guess I will start explaining more about the freedom of becoming debt free. It's unexplainable. Um, you see, life is really not that expensive. Uh, a lot of people that you guys see on YouTube giving you financial advice, it's bad. It doesn't make any mathematical sense. All you got to do is try to add up their advice, and it starts with you. Okay, and I'm gonna give you a hint. Okay, let me give you an idea of what you can do. All right, so you can understand the people that are giving you mathematically incorrect advice. Okay, this is all you got to do. All right, before you go see a financial person. Okay, this is what I want you to do. I want you to add up every single dime of your debt, every single bit of it, your student loans, your collections, your mortgage, the repoed car that you got repoed years ago, but you still owe a balance, all that, every single penny. All right. And then I want you to write it down on a piece of paper. Okay. And then I want you to go see your financial person. All right. And when you walk in and sit down, this is what I want you to think to yourself. Now, before you go see him, this is what I want you to look at. I want you to look at this number and understand that that's how much you're worth. Okay, that's your value. That's how much money you have. Okay, let's put it this way. That's how much money you have in real life. All right. Now put that in your head, take that piece of paper and go see your financial advisor. Okay. And when you sit down at the desk, all right, I want you to do a couple things. When you sit down at their desk, okay, when you walk into their office, I want you to look at all the fancy degrees that lay on the wall like wallpaper, like beautiful wallpaper. And then I want you to look at the graduation dates of each one of them. Okay, when did they graduate from this college, that prestigious college, whatever, right? And then you go sit down at the desk and I want you to notice the pictures of the kids on the desk, right? Wow, how old is little Johnny? How old is blah, blah, blah? You know, they're 6, 7 years old. And then I want you to go like this. I want you to go, are you still paying on your student loans? And then if they say yes, right? If they say, oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, those student loans are, you know, whatever stuff they say, right? Then you turn around and look at the dates, the years that they graduated on their diplomas, right? And then I want you to add that up. And then I want you to look at their kids, look at the ages of the kids. I want you to say, damn, their student loans are older than their kids. Yeah. And they're about to give you financial advice. Okay. That's right off the bat. Don't worry about it. They won't know why you're asking. They're slaves. Okay. They won't know. All right. Now, before they start shooting you their spiel of what you should do to invest, this is what I want you to do. Before they get started, I want you to say just like this. Okay. And knowing in your mind, you know, you can't buy anything in the world with negative, whatever this negative large number is right here. You can't buy anything in the world with that. Nothing. And then I want you to sit down and say, hey, yeah, financial advisor, before we get started, I added up all my debt. This is my debt. That's a large negative number. Make sure they know that before they get started. This is my debt. Now, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, okay? A good financial advisor is going to say, you need to take care of that first. And then they're going to send you on your way. You got to take care of that first. Now, if the other financial advisors, if they say, hey, don't worry about paying off that student loan, this percentage rate is smaller than that, and then you can invest in the stock market and do this and quadruple that and then take that money and then pay off the student loan. Let them run through the whole thing. And then this is what you say. Well, how can I invest with negative dollars? This is how much money I have. It takes money to invest into that, right? Yeah. How can I invest with negative dollars? Explain that. There is no answer because that's impossible. So there is no answer. That's mathematically impossible. Now understand that. That's it. That's how you're going to pick the right financial advisor. You don't pick a financial advisor with 20-year-old student loans. That doesn't make any mathematical sense anywhere in the world. And you make them. Make sure, how can I invest with this large negative number? Explain that. There is no answer. What's up, D-Lo? Cosmic says, from a strategy standpoint, it was a brilliant move. Give the masses hope and give the media something to talk about it. Senate won't be in the session for a month, so it buys time for via distraction. Sure does. It's brilliant, honestly. I mean, this is how I look at it, Cosmic. I don't know the whole picture, but I know these moves are for a reason, right? I know they're for something, and they're not for the something that everybody can see on TV. Right? It's not, if everybody can see it, that's not the message. Only a few can see the real message. And honestly, only people that are not in debt can see the message. If you're in debt, you can't see it because it will never make mathematical sense to you. It can't. If you put it this way, so you guys can understand something, all right? This is what I want you to clearly understand. If you have a finance cell phone in your hand, don't worry about ever seeing the real message. If you are making car payments, don't worry about seeing the real message. Why? You're making car payments. That's why. What do you mean? You don't understand because you're making payments on a cell phone. That's why you don't understand what I'm saying. You don't even know slaves are the only one that makes payments on a cell phone. You're making payments on a cell phone? Mr. J says, did you ever check out Queen of... No, I didn't. I never checked out. She has the exact opposite message of you, but it's good info though. Yeah, and you got to understand something, Mr. J. I'm not against what Queen of Credit does. She promotes credit. I totally get it. That is business. That's business. Okay. I'm not going to go over there and say, oh, hey, people shouldn't do that. You know, this and that. No. If put it this way, mister, if everybody understood what I was even saying, I would hurt myself. Let's put it one more. If the majority understood what I was saying, I would hurt myself. We need people to believe they're homeowners while having 30-year mortgages. That is important. I talk about people with finance cell phones. We need people to finance cell phones. That's important. We most definitely need people to finance cars. That is drop dead important. We need people, listen, we need people to finance Teslas and really believe they're saving money on gas. That is important. Shout out to Mingoism. You are, for the super chat, appreciate it. You are right, using math, life easier, way easier. I'm telling you, you guys in debt, you guys don't know. You cannot hear or see the real messages that are said in the news, not regular news. I only pay attention to what the president says. That's the only person I really pay attention to. Not when he's just talking about something. No, important things that he's about to sit down and sign. You know those books? Everybody think it's funny that he's just signing a signature. Whatever he's signing is very important because he's signing it. He's putting his name on it. That's when I tune in. What is he saying? Why is he signing that? But when you're in debt, you don't really understand why he's signing it. I know you hear what he said, but you just don't know what he says. And I'm not saying in a negative way. I'm saying they're just two messages. That's all. It's not hidden. And I'm not saying that it's encoded. He's hiding something. I'm not saying any of that. Everything he's saying is out in the open. I can't hear a message, but if I can't read his lips, you know what I'm saying? I'm hearing the same message as you guys, but we listen to it differently. That's all. Nothing different. I pay attention to what he says. You know why everybody, I really don't get into all that stuff. Oh, F him and this and that. He's this and that. Hey, whatever you saying, he's our president. Doesn't matter what you're saying. Whatever he's about to sign is important. Why? He's the president. Gabriel says, I see people in social say pay off debt is dumb. I'm going to screenshot this. And oh yeah, I see people say that all the time. Paying off debt is dumb. We need you. If you think right now, if you're in the background and you think paying off debt is stupid, we need you to continue to believe that until you're dead. We do. It's important. The economy runs on debt. It's important. Again, I know you guys hear me say, hey, slaves and this and that. We need slaves. That's important. I'm just talking to the ones that don't want to be slaves anymore. Okay, you don't want to be you're part of the majority. Yeah, you're a slave. Doesn't matter. You can choose not to, just believe in math, and you don't have to be a slave anymore. The borrower is slave to the lender. Amina says, wait, so that Trump announced is just to give hope. I just came in, so I'm following. Well, it's all to give. I mean, even the last, no, I'm not talking about this stuff. I'm not talking about any of that junk. Let's see. What's up, O3Z? We must have slaves to kick. Nah, not to kick. Not to kick, Gabriel. We need slaves. And if you're in the background listening, you're thinking, am I a slave? If you've kept your student loans longer than going to college, you're a slave. Only slaves do that. Why would you go to college for 4 years and pay on your student loans for 20? Only slaves do that. Only slaves finance a house with 20-year-old student loans. Only slaves do that. You guys, now I want you to follow me mathematically so you understand. You guys just don't even get it. I'm trying to wake up the slaves. I'm trying to make you a conscious slave instead of an unconscious slave. When you walk into a bank asking for a $400,000 mortgage and you got $100,000 in student loan you've had for 20 years, you are basically telling the bank you have no idea of mathematics, and the chances of you paying off this house are slim to none. There's a few things that slaves really don't get. Number one, you're in debt. You ain't got no money, right? You're just broke, right? And then you come to get a mortgage with student loans that you've had older than your children. You're never paying off that house, ever. You're not. Because you don't even believe, the majority of slaves look at student loans and believe that's way too much money to ever pay off. Oh, I got to live life now, whatever they make up, right? And then you're going to sign up for a 30-year mortgage on a house, a $400,000 house. No, you're not. You're not going to pay it off. And last but not least, if you believe it takes 30 years of your life to pay off one house, that's a whole different problem. That's totally different. That is totally different. If you believe it takes 30 years to pay off one house, you got to stop and take a step back and say, who told me that? Slaves. All the slaves around you are telling you the same thing. 30-year mortgage, 30-year mortgage. No, it's not. No, it's not. Only those who believe it's 30 years. I was such an idiot. Ooh, I was such an idiot. Oh, it's so embarrassing. When I think about it, I am so embarrassed. I am so embarrassed. 30 years, nothing even clicked in my brain to say, hey, wait a minute, 30 years to live. Wait a minute. Am I saying I'm going to be 30 years at this job? Because The only reason why I got this loan is because I had that job. Am I saying that since I got a 30-year mortgage, I got to be at that job for 30 years? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. If that ever clicked in your brain where, you got a house next to your job, are you really saying you're going to be working at that place for the next 30 years if you get that mortgage? Yeah. Hopefully, if the job doesn't change its mind. Because you got the mortgage based on that job. So what happens when you ain't got that job? What happens? You're telling the bank, this is what you're telling the bank. Hey, I plan on being at this job for the next 30 years. Guaranteed. Nobody, what? That's up to the job, not you. I remember one time I had this job and I was thinking about buying a house. And I remember saying that to myself. I went to go look for a house near my job. And something said to me, well, Linnell, are you saying you're planning on working here for 30 years? What happens if you change jobs? Your house won't be near your job anymore. Then what? I remember saying that. And I ended up not buying a house near that particular job for that exact reason. All right, let's get to some of these. What's up, Alex? Man, you're right. When you're in debt, you try and use every chance to pay off one thing and get another bill. Yep. It never stops. You always hear about the rat wheel in the debt matrix. I remember being there. You always hear about, hey, man, get off the rat race, get off the rat. But nobody really ever tells you how to do it. There's a million people saying the same thing. I'm telling you right now, this is all you got to do. Take the math that you learned in grade school and apply it to your finances. And then that's it. And then when you add up all your debt, right? And then you got to look at that number. This is all you got to do. This is going to be the hardest part. Now you got to believe your own math. Once you believe your own math, your math, not my math, your math. Once you believe your own math, you'll be free. That's it. What's up, D-Lo? Yeah, man, people need to get out of their egos when it comes to politics and important social media. I don't even touch that stuff. Don't even touch it. All of what you guys are seeing, the majority, it's just distractions. It's just to keep your brain busy on stupid nonsense that you can never prove. You can never prove it. That's the things that you see on TV, like at that level, those are levels that you'll never see. If you're making, check this out. If you're making payments on your cell phone, don't worry about what's going on up here. If you have an FHA mortgage, don't worry about what's going on up here. If you are making car payments, do not worry about what's going on up here. You're in debt. You're a slave. You don't count. Mr. J says, if people didn't go into debt, nobody would be able to buy a home, car, to college. That's what they think. See how people, you got to, when you talk about money, you got to make sure this is because slaves don't really understand this. When you put the word buy in a sentence, that means you took your own cash and you bought it. Slaves mix up the word buy with finance. Those are two different words. Buy, finance. But you know what slaves do? They take buy and then they put it on top of finance like a freaking sandwich. Oh, I bought that house. You got a mortgage? Yeah. Then what are you saying buy for? You didn't buy anything. How are you going to go to college if you don't do that? Well, you're going to finance your college. That's what you're saying. Just say it. Hey, man, I can't go to college unless I finance it. Say it just like that, and then you finance it. Don't say you're not going to have money for college, whatever. Don't use words like that, right? This is the last one in here. If you don't believe you can buy a car in cash, that's a whole different problem. That's a whole different problem. Garbo says, what do you guys think of credit card churning and those travel reward cards and with points, they make it sound so special? If it works, if you're not in debt. If you're not in debt, all that stuff counts. You can get some reward. If you're not in debt, you can get all that stuff free this and that and points and this and that. No, for people that are not in debt can get those. But when you're in debt, those are just like hooks. Those are hooks to get people in debt to get on those cards that they're never going to get paid off. If you're in debt, there are really mathematically, there are no rewards. There are no points. That's all made up stuff. They're just making up stuff. Okay, reward, we'll call this points, whatever, right? They're just making it up. People in debt don't know that. Okay, so if you're not in debt, great. But if you're in debt, don't worry about any of that. Gabby says, a year ago, I would have been mad at you calling people slaves, but now I know exactly why. Exactly. Alex says, I won't be a slave again. Thank you, by the way, Cosmic. I won't be a slave. I know once you become a conscious slave, and then you do what it takes to be no longer a slave, period, you will never forget it. You will never accidentally go back into debt. There will never be an emergency situation to where you need to finance a car. That will never happen, ever. That will never happen. Oh, man, I needed a car, else I was going to get this job, so I had to finance a car. That will never happen. I promise you. That hamster wheel, man. I teach you how to get off that hamster wheel. Nobody ever told me. I used to hear about it when I was in debt. Oh man, hey, get off the rat race and get off that hamster wheel. And it's like, fuck, how do I do that? I'm here to tell you, trust your own math. That's how you get off the hamster wheel. That's it. The word mortgage or origins from French meaning death pledge. Yep, I've heard that for sure. You have the loan till you pay it off or you die. Sure do. Gabriel says, how much do you think the percentage of the people who think like this at my age? Very low. You guys, when you're that age, when you're such a young age like that, those people they're influenced by social media. They believe what they see. Young people believe rich is a look. They believe the image of what TV shows them. That's how that looks. Like if you tell somebody, hey, they're rich, the person in their brain starts to think big house, nice area, nice cars. It's a program, right? Rich is not a look. It doesn't look like anything. It looks like whatever you want it to look like. If you become rich, you can make rich look like whatever you want it to look like. It doesn't have to look like gold and diamonds and all this. No, it doesn't. Honestly, that would be the exact opposite thing you would want to do amongst a bunch of slaves. You can't do that. You don't want to do that. What's up, E-Man? What's going on? The Steel City Finals. What's going on? I'm a slave. I've been in the cotton fields for 24 years. You know what? By you even saying that, this is what I want you to say. I'm a conscious slave. Okay? By you even saying that, because people don't even know to say what you just said. They don't even know. Unconscious slaves, they don't know that. You say something like that, they're going to think you're talking about slavery back in the 1800s, blah, blah, blah. Nope, that's why you always got to start it out with this so they won't think that. This is how to eliminate that problem. Just go, hey, man, have you ever heard of the borrower is slave to the lender? And then they're going to say yes. And then as soon as they say yes, then you can use the word slave because they won't mix it up with slavery and all this other stupid nonsense. They'll know exactly what you're talking about, okay? What's up, Mecca? What's going on? What'd you say? I did this debt snowball, then avalanched. I'm not sure what you're meaning by those because those are two exact different methods. Okay. Mecca says, LJ, if everyone was debt free and didn't use credit, wouldn't that make the cost of everything go down? Would it make the dollar stronger, or just like when you get gas? It's cheap? No, the whole economy would crash. If everybody became debt free and didn't use credit, you got to remember, if everybody didn't do that, nobody would be financing cars anymore. Nobody would have student loans. Nobody would have multiple balances on multiple credit cards. All that would stop. We can't have that. That cannot happen. I'm here to wake the few conscious. Okay, I'm just here. I'm here to wake up the semi-conscious slaves that are walking around in the debt matrix, wondering, knowing there's something wrong. Hey, man, it doesn't matter how much money I make, I still can't get ahead, and these taxes keep raising on me, and that's preventing me. And they still can't put the finger on why they're living paycheck to paycheck. They just can't figure out. I'm here to wake up those people to say, this is the answer right here. This is the answer you're looking for, and I can prove it. I can mathematically prove this is the answer for you, but only the conscious are going to listen to that. So we need slaves. Don't get me wrong. We need them. That they're important. They are very unconscious slaves are very important. Trying to be free in 2021. You do whatever it takes to get your slave papers, man. You do whatever it takes. I don't care if you have to work 5 jobs. Get out of debt. I'm telling you, you get out of debt, you're missing something by being in debt. I promise you, you're missing the whole thing. What's up, Hyphy? What's going on, man? I thought Hyphy would be laying in the cut again. What's up, Cosmic? Cosmic says, if everyone was debt free, it would crash the system. There is no money without debt. Exactly. It would all crash. It wouldn't work. So again, I want you guys to understand something. The system is just a system. It's feelingless. It doesn't favor anybody. It doesn't give this person more than this person. It's just there. How you use it is up to you. You use it the wrong way, it's going to be against you. If you use it the right way, it's going to be for you. That's it. It's just math. It's nothing fancy. My job is here to wake up the very few, because we are all still people. People die, one day I'm going to be dead, So there got to be people to replace people like us to keep this system going. It has to be that way. Has to be that way. When out of the debt game, the C cards, credit cards, 30 and under utilization on all or per if use one. I want those points that free jet. Yeah, hey man, you get out of debt, you can play the credit card game. It'll be easy to see. When you get out of debt, you'll know exactly how to play the credit card game. You say, oh, if I get that one and I just use this, but because you pay off the balances every month. So it's not really a trick, right? So you just say, okay, if I spend this much, I'm going to get that. Okay, I'm going to spend this one, but I'm going to pay it off. So whatever. And then you'll get the free, whatever they're offering. That really works for people that are financially free. It works. But when you're in debt, first of all, money doesn't even exist for people in debt. If you're a slave, it doesn't matter if it's the dollar. It doesn't matter if it's the euro. It doesn't matter if it's gold. It doesn't matter if it's silver. None of that even exists for you. None of it exists. You just believe it exists. So if you believe points and rewards, you're getting them, you just believe it. That's all, I guess. Dilo says, if I get rich, my life will be a mystery. The richer I get, the more of a mystery. This is change your words, Dilo. Say, when I get rich. The universe is listening to you. It's listening to you. You say, if I get rich, so the universe says, oh, okay, well, I guess he really doesn't believe it. So, okay, if, all right, what's if? And then it gives you if. Because you said it. The universe is feeling it just believes what you say out of your mouth to it. And it thinks like, if you said it, that's what you must believe. So, okay, I guess so. Okay, here's your if. Mecca says, okay, I get it. We have a credit society to keep the things going. As long as people are paying on things, then somebody else is collecting. Correct. And it must be the majority that do that. Those are the slaves. Nobody's keeping anybody in slavery. The system is just the system. The system runs on mathematics. If you don't put it this way, if you don't believe in mathematics, the system is against you. If you believe in mathematics, the system is for you. That's it. That's all you got to do. So if you're a slave and you're financing cars, you're choosing to be a slave. You signed the paperwork. You said, hey, I am choosing to be a slave for the next 84 months. And then you sign on the dotted line. I am a slave for the next 30 years because this is how bad I want this house. Sign on the dotted line. All right. Well, I guess you're a slave for the next until what year is that? How old will you be? 80? Okay. All right. Saving itself, savings itself is debt. Each dollar is a debt instrument. This is another thing I want you to look at money, mister. Don't look at it as some kind of instrument. It's just a piece of paper. Money doesn't do anything to anybody. It's just a piece of paper. It's nothing with some green writing on it. This number means it's a lot. This number means it's less than that. That's it. It's nothing more than that. It's just paper. Those green pieces of paper don't even exist for people in debt. If you have a mortgage, money doesn't even exist for you. It doesn't even exist. If you have a car payment, money doesn't exist for you. You know why? That's why you have to finance the car, because you have no money. Isn't it? It seems very obvious. Hey, I couldn't buy the car in cash. Why not? I didn't have the money. Okay. So since you didn't have the money, you signed on a dotted line to pay more. Listen, to pay more for the object than what it's worth, while at the same time it's going up in value for the bank. At the same time, just like this. And you're wondering why you're living paycheck to paycheck. Doesn't even make any sense. That's why money doesn't exist for you. Nice. It says something that is the exact opposite of math is good info. Something that is the exact opposite. You must be responding to something. Deal says you're right. Deal says, LJ, would you ever consider getting a Swiss bank account if there were tax benefits to it? Yeah, there got to be a purpose for me to get it, right? There got to be a reason, and it's not to evade taxes. And this is what I want you guys to understand something, right? I want you to be very, very clear on this. Okay, this is very important. Okay, stop being scared of the IRS. Stop it. Only slaves are scared of the IRS. All you got to do is read the rules. They have them clearly posted on their website. Go read the rules. Follow the freaking rules, and you will see. First, you got to get out of debt. You get out of debt, and then you go look at the IRS rules, and then you'll know why everything is in place. It is the backbone of the whole economy. If it wasn't in place, slaves would not participate. That's why you can go to prison. Think about it. You ain't killed nobody. You didn't really hurt anybody. You just didn't pay your taxes, so you can go to prison. There's a reason why you can go to prison, because it's very important. Do not cheat. Do not hire somebody that sounds like they're scamming on getting you more money in some mysterious way on your taxes. Don't use people like that, because when they do that, that means that's what they're doing for themselves. Get out of debt. Then you'll see the true purpose of the tax system. You'll see it. I promise you, you'll see it. Wayman says, what do you say when you talk to yourself what do you say to yourself when you talk to yourself by Dr. Shad Helmester is a great read for application. Okay. All right. What's up, Wayman? What's going on? So today is Q&A Sundays. We are almost an hour in, and if we don't get any questions, I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. This is the Q&A Sunday is about you guys, right? Angry LJ is always the best. Everyone check the description in the video, LJ's website, personal email, cash app information. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Angry. I'm not angry. I just, I am, it's passion. I want you guys to be free, man. I do. I want you guys to be free. I want everybody to feel this type of freedom, but at the same time, I know my purpose just to create a few more people to keep this system going. It has to be more of us. It has to be more of us than slaves. It has to be that way. Again, people must finance cell phones. That's important. Slaves, they must believe, they must continue to believe that they need a new cell phone every single year. That's important. That's important. Slaves must believe they must need the next new car, and the next feature in that new car is somehow safer than the year before. They must believe that. That's important. Why do you, now this, in my opinion, okay, this is my opinion. Why do you think like cell phones are so expensive right now? You think slaves going to drop $1,000 on a cell phone? No, they're not. That will never happen. It will be forever ingrained into them that they have to finance cell phones. It's brilliant, actually. It's brilliant. When you get out of debt, you can see everything that the big companies are doing now. It's just amazing. It's amazing to watch. It's amazing to, like, let me give you guys a couple of examples so you can see how some of these companies have put in so much work to where they made it a natural, like when you get your, you get those swabs to clean your ear. They're called swabs, right? But the majority of people call them Q-tips, which is the brand. I think to myself, how long did it take Q-tip to get everybody in the freaking country to call them Q-tips? That's absolutely brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. Or when you get a cola, but everybody just calls it Coke. Hey man, let me get a Coke. That's the first thing. They don't say, hey, I'll take a number 2 and a cola. No, they say I'll take a Coke. Exactly. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And what they do, this is what they do. It's just constant in your head. That's why I can't watch TV commercials. I can't watch regular TV because there's too many commercials, right? Because commercials just pounding the same shit over and over and over until it's just in your head. It's crazy. Wait, I think you got it backwards, LJ. There must be more slaves versus people. Okay. Well, oh yeah, I obviously said that wrong. If I said it wrong, you guys clearly knew I said it wrong. There must be more slaves. Okay. There must be more slaves. I definitely said that backwards. For sure. I definitely said that backwards. We'll make money from slaves. Yes, we do. The economy runs on slaves. Yeah, I definitely got that backwards for sure. Yep, like Kleenex and facial wax. Exactly, Wayman. Exactly. How long you think? How much work did they put in to make people call that naturally? Just definitely marketing for sure. For sure. Black Hannah says, hi, are there any books you recommend? I'm more of I don't really read financial books because it's really not that complicated at all. It's so not needed. I just really can't explain it. But if you want to know something specifically in a financial area, okay, you read a book, right? But to know how it works, I already know. Right? I don't need to read a book to say, oh, why this does that, and this is because I already know. Right. God, where are my books? What's his name? I'm sorry, I can't think of the book names right off my. Eckhart Tolle. I read Eckhart Tolle books. Eckhart Tolle, he's the author of some of the books I read. I gotta get the names of the other books. I'm not saying that I read all the time though. Gabriel says, what's going to be the next debt crisis in the future? I have no idea. No clue. I don't think it'll be anything as bad as this. To me, in my opinion, what I see now is we had the major overhaul of the tax system back in a few years ago. Now there's a new economy that's going to match that tax system like a puzzle. It's just going to just together. It's caught up with each other. The new economy catches up with the times because it just, to me, it just makes sense. Like the system runs a certain way, right? But everything evolves. So a system that's put in place right now will probably not be valid 20 years from now. You know what I'm saying? So it'll need a kickstart to catch up. This is my opinion. Again, this is my opinion. This is what seems like it's happening right now. The system, the way things worked before, worked during that time. But now we are evolving, faster technology, blah, 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 right? So you need a new system to adapt to the new everything, business, everything. And the only way to do that, it has to be restarted. It has to be. Shout out to Wayman for the $2 super chat. Hey, bro, what are your thoughts on Napoleon Hill? I do like Napoleon Hill. Thank you for saying that. I have one of his books, Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich. Thank you, Wayman. Think and Grow Rich. Get that book. Okay, that's a good book. You will definitely be able to understand if you are out of, put it this way, if you read that book while you're in debt, you're going to get a different, you probably won't really understand it that well. Get out of debt and then read it, and you'll see everything he's saying is damn near valid for what's going on right now. Okay, let's put it that way. Gabriel says, what's going to be the next debt crisis? Oh, we already said that. Okay. Brand new marketing at its finest. L. Marshall says, read basic math books. No, you don't. You got a calculator. You really have to. You don't have to read basic math books when you have a calculator on your phone. What's up, Uncle? Thank you for joining. Appreciate it. I didn't see that up there. Thank you, sir. Champ says, what's up, family? Made $300 yesterday with my business, moving in a day. Congratulations again. Only took me 4 hours to make, but I make $17 an hour. And after taxes, 401 and insurance, I bring home $470. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. I mean that. Congratulations, man. And you're going to be booming, man. Once this, I think the right now, the moratorium looked like it got extended by the president. So it's going to be a minute, but don't worry, you're going to be booming. Your business is going to be booming for a long time, What's up, Lord? Lord says it feels good to be debt free, especially in a time like this. Oh, especially in a time like this. Especially in a time like this. If you're out there right now and you never want to feel this feeling of money desperate, I can only imagine what you're going through right now. I can only imagine it. It's because you're in debt. I promise you, it's because you're in debt. You get out of debt, this whole situation will affect you differently. It's not the same. It's not the same. Yeah, I know what's happening. Yeah, I see it. It's rough time, job loss, but not everybody is suffering. Not everybody. If you hear people say, "Oh man, everybody, it's happening to everybody," I'm here to tell you that it's not. No, it's not. You on point, LJ. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's just the system. Sure is. That's it. It doesn't favor anybody. System upgrade for sure. For sure. System upgrade. Shout out to Micro Rambo for the $10 super chat. Thank you, sir. Shout out to R Carp for the $3 super chat. LJ, have you read The Richest Man in Babylon? No, I haven't. I have been getting recommendations for that book for a while, so I need to go ahead and pick that book up because people have been telling me to read that book. So thank you, sir. Dilo says, have you seen the video of that guy that spent $1 million in the lottery and won? I think it's the trending tab of YouTube. Nope. When I see, I mean, I haven't heard what you're saying. I just believe that it seems like to me, when I see stuff like that, it sounds like a lottery commercial, right? Because if people see that, they will believe that same thing that happened to this guy, if it's even true. I don't know if it's true or not, but they'll start to believe if it can happen to him, it can happen to me, right? They probably will. This guy will probably come on. I've never seen, this is just my opinion. He'll probably come on and say, hey man, yeah, I just lost my job. I was about to get kicked out of my house. My car was about to get repoed. And then voila, I won the lottery. And that's what it's going to click into people's programs. Say, hey man, maybe that can happen to me. And then they'll go start playing. They're going to start playing lottery with money that doesn't even exist. That's why they're playing lottery, because they're chasing money. Why? Because it doesn't exist for them. Ivy says The Richest Man in Babylon is not a good book for those who have the debt-free mindset. Okay, gotcha. Even if they are debt-free. Okay, I don't know. I haven't read that book. L. Marshall says, I forgot you said to pull out the calculator. Yep, you don't need nothing more. Just pull out the calculator. Like, check this out. When you get debt-free, I promise you this, right? When you go to restaurants, you know how people are embarrassed you're adding up your tab, maybe you want to add 15% and you don't really know the math, and people are embarrassed to pull out the calculator to do it because they think other people will look at them and say, oh my God, look, he don't even know how to do. No, I pull out the calculator. I don't care who's looking. You think I'm gonna waste some brain power on some numbers I can just punch in the calculator and just tell me? I'm not gonna do that. I'm not wasting brain power on that. When I got a machine that will never be wrong, as long as listen, the key is this: as long as I put in the correct numbers, the calculator will always be right. Now, let me say that one more time. As long as I know the numbers to put in the calculator will always give me the correct answer. That's it. That's it. So if you go out to dinner and you're paying for the check, don't be afraid to open up the calculator on your phone. Especially if you're making payments on the phone. Okay. I know it won't make sense to you, but always pull out the calculator, especially if you're making payments on a cell phone. The cell phone you're making payments on, use the calculator. Because obviously you needed that phone. No, I'm not kidding that. All right, let me move on. Let me stop doing stuff like that. Excuse me. Okay. Nomadic says, you are absolutely correct. Debt-free is the way to be. It sure is the only way. Trust me. Facts, outside of my mortgage that will be paid in full in 2 years, I have zero debt. Thank God I'm healthy, wealthy, wise, and gainfully employed. And when you have a paid off house, you know how many people you're going to be financially ahead of being debt free with a paid off house. Everything from there is going to be downhill. You do whatever you want, start a business, create a business. You'll know who not to trust. When you decide to go into business, you'll know who to trust. That's the kind of advice that you're looking for. You're not going to look for advice from somebody in debt. I don't care what kind of business they have. If they're coming from a debt perspective, you better not listen to them, because I want you to make sure of this. When you are debt free, you have all zeros on your credit report, not your credit score. The debt, you'll have all zeros. All zeros. All right. That means when you go to the bank understands that you have taken care of the business of you because you're in business. You have money and you have no debt. The business of you is in business. So they're not going to financially disrespect you. Now, somebody trying to give you business advice and they're in debt, they haven't taken care of the business of themselves. You know why? They're in debt. They have 20-year student loans, but they're trying to give you business advice. You better not listen to somebody like that. Ever, ever, never. Don't you ever do that. The lottery is a business, not your friend. Sure ain't. Just business. I'm not a hater on the lottery. Thank you, Nicer. I'm not a hater on the lottery. Get your money. If you tell people the odds of winning is 1 in 10 billion and they still buy, hey man, get your money. Get your money. Shout out to Rainey for the Cash App donation. Much appreciated. If you're back in the back listening, appreciate you. Every dollar counts. Okay. Everything is appreciated. Everything. I don't care if it was $1. It's appreciated. Cosmo says those lottery winners prove a point. It doesn't matter how much money you make. Even with $1 million, people still go broke. Sure do. Most lottery winners lose all the money they win. Sure do. They do. Because they still have the same mindset. It doesn't matter how much money you have. What's up, Toronto? What's going on, man? Hi, LJ. The average Canadian has about $70,000 in HELC if entire neighborhoods. I'm not sure what HELC means. Neighborhoods go under. Should I wait to buy? I don't want to be alone on the block. My suggestion, and Cosmic's in here too, she knows more about real estate, but I personally would wait. I would wait till next year Wait till this moratorium is lifted, and then because nothing's really going to change financially for the majority of people. They're just staying in there temporarily, and then one day it's going to be lifted, then they have to get out. Okay, then there's going to be a lot of houses available. Shout out to, oh, thank you for joining, sir. Appreciate it. Welcome. Check out the playlist. Go to the playlist on the, that's where all the members only videos are. So go to playlists, and then you'll see videos, Life North of Zero. Those are all members only videos. Okay. So check them out. I hope you enjoy. Appreciate it. Lots of knowledge up in there, not only for me, other SMD family members. Yep. Yes, you are, Gabriel. Shit, Gabriel, you're going to be a killer throughout your whole financial life, man. They're not even going to understand you. For sure. Black Henna says, hi, you said pay off your credit card monthly to zero. Yes. Pay it off every single month. Whatever you spend, you pay it off. You don't pay interest. Okay. Oh, a HELOC. Okay. Yeah. I kind of thought he was saying that, but I just want to make sure I was clear on that. Oh, what was that question though? Crap. Okay. As a $70,000 HELOC, if entire neighborhoods go under, should I? Okay. Yeah. See, I mean, think about it this way. This is what slaves don't even get. They don't even get. The reason why they had to get a mortgage in the first place is because they didn't have the money. And then they go get a second mortgage, which AKA HELOC, whatever you want to call it. It's just a second loan. Okay, let's put a second. Oh, it's not really called a HELOC. No, a second loan. Okay. Two mortgages on one house. And people and slaves talk about second mortgages like it's nothing. You can't walk up to a slave and say, hey man, you got two mortgages? Not one, but you got two. Yeah, for one house? You got two mortgages for one house. Yeah, I do. They'll say, yeah, right to your face, like it's nothing. Let me say it slower. Two mortgages. You know, a mortgage is for a house. And then when you get a second house, it's another mortgage, but you have two of them on one house. Does that make mathematical sense to you? They'll look at you like the Twilight Zone and still believe they're homeowners. Will still believe they own the equity in a house that they don't even own. That's your equity? Yeah, that's my equity. But is that your house? No, that's not my house. Well, yeah, it's my house. You have a mortgage? Yeah. Then it's not your house. So since you know it's not your house, why would you think the equity in a house that you don't own is yours? They will never be able to answer it because they're unconscious. So wait, Toronto. Just wait, man. Just I know you're chomping at the bit. Oh man. Hey, shout out to Nomadic for the $50 super chat. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate a brother giving the game to the masses. I support you. Salute to whom much is given, much is required. Appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. And I want you guys to see something so you guys can understand this when you guys become debt free. Okay. And this is not a bragging thing. I only want you to listen mathematically. When you get out here and create something that changes people's lives, okay, you change. This is why money is called currency. You don't chase it. You draw it. You draw it to you. How do you draw it to? How do you draw it to you? By helping other people change their lives. Provide something that's going to help somebody better themselves. That's how it works. That's also called trust. You build trust in a non-trusting world. That's huge. You guys don't even get that. We're in a world that hardly anybody trusts anybody. And you come out and you earn people's trust. That's how it works. That's the answer. It's not the product you're selling. I'm going to give you another example. When you go to Chick-fil-A, it's just chicken. It's nothing special. Waffle fries. Okay, they just changed the shape of the potato. You know what's over there? Service. People know when they go to Chick-fil-A, they trust that they're going to get good service. That's how places like that survive. That's why they can take Sunday off. Everybody else is like, oh man, Chick-fil-A is missing all that money because they're closed on Sundays. No, they're not. Does it look like they're missing any money when you drive by Chick-fil-A? No matter any time of the day, they trust their service. I don't really go to fast food places, but when somebody finally convinced me to go to Chick-fil-A, I went there. I was like, damn, this service is good. It's the service. That's why they can close on Sunday. They don't chase money. They don't care how much money they're losing on Sunday because they're not losing any money. They're making money. Thank you, Hyphy. Join the Discord server where we have many more conversations. Not only me, but other SMD family members. O3Z says HELOC equal robbing Peter to pay Paul. What's up, Amizi? What's going on? You know, when you see those slogans, robbing Peter to pay, hey man, those are people in let those slogans stay with slaves, okay? Don't worry about stuff like that. It means nothing. Hey, I take this and take it. No, don't worry about that. Hey, I don't do any of that. I don't rob Peter to pay Paul. No, I just got out of debt. Now I don't owe anybody to rob anybody. Now I don't have to rob anybody. Never that I would anyway. Wouldn't do that anyway. Mr. J says, if you subscribe to that theory, then you're saying you can never own property in USA because even if you have no mortgage, you still have property taxes. I can see why you say that. But this is what I want you to understand, and I'm gonna say it in a different way so you can understand what I'm saying. Because so you can think in your head, well, that doesn't make sense. There's a reason. Yes, there's a reason. You can really own a house. Yeah, I know you're gonna forever pay property taxes, but that's different. If check this out, everybody in the United States knows that they will never truly own a house because of taxes, right? Everybody knows that, right? Well, everybody says that. If that's the case, why are millions of people financing something for 30 years that they're never going to own? Why do people do that? You can walk up to a person, hey man, even though if you pay on that house for 30 years, you know you're really not going to own it because of taxes, right? They'll say, yeah, I know that. Then why are you financing it? Because in order to see that, you must be out of debt. And then you'll see the true reason of taxes. Taxes are there for a reason. Get out of debt and you can see them. You can't see them when taxes are against you. When you don't, put it this way, when you don't believe in mathematics, taxes are against you. You believe in mathematics, they are for you. This is the reason, like, put it this way. When you cheat on your taxes, it's easy for the IRS to see you because you don't believe in mathematics. So you have a pattern. You don't believe in math. And then you'll go and make up some stuff that will never, ever, ever make mathematical sense, ever. But if you believe it will, because some stuff you do over here, you think it's going to change math, it's not. If your math is wrong, your math is wrong. You're easy to spot. All you got to do is follow the rules. You follow the rules, the IRS can look at you and say their math will match your math, and they'll clearly see that you're following the rules. They wouldn't even bother you. Why would they? Hey, man, we just come to check on you. We know you're following the rules, but we just wanted to come and check to make sure you follow. That doesn't even make any sense, does it? Does it sound make sense? It doesn't make sense. Thank you, Cosmic. I'm going to put this up here one more time. Oops. If you guys want to jump and join the stream, ask me a question. Nomadic says money is energy. Yes, you draw it to you so that you can help others. Exactly. You're exactly right. That's exactly how it works. I didn't know that when I was in debt. Why? Because I was chasing money. I remember when I was making $160,000 a year. No, I remember I was making $110,000 a year, right? I was always thinking that the next job with more money was gonna change this, solve this problem that I had been carrying all my life. I thought the next job was gonna do that. And then I got a $50,000 a year raise, more money than I ever got in one time in my life. I went for that job. I went to work at that job for 1 month. And then I realized this is not the answer. I was making $50,000 a year more. And I said to myself so I quit. The only reason why I can quit, I had no debt. I wasn't in debt. I wasn't rich. I wasn't a millionaire. I just didn't have any debt. Thank you, sir. Nomadic says this life is all about being a blessing to others. Exactly right. You draw. I draw since I've been debt free. I draw the right people, not only just because of monetarily, trust. When people see me, talk to me, they know they can trust me. This is something you can see. This is something you can feel. They know they can trust me. Hey, I'm going to go with LJ. If I buy something from LJ, I'm going to get what he said I'm going to get. There's absolutely no reason to be ripping people off, scamming them, doing all that stupid nonsense. Those are slaves that do that. Slaves steal money from other people. Slaves do that. You find somebody, this is all you got to do. You want to spot a stealing slave. You want to spot, just look at their personal credit report. Anybody it sounds like they're trying to scam you. It sounds like a scam. You say, hey man, can I see your personal credit report? It will tell you why they're trying to sell you that. Their personal credit report will look exactly like the thing they're trying to scam from you. They're easy to spot. They're not really hard to spot. Anything they offer makes absolutely no mathematical sense. It doesn't make any sense. Whatever they're saying, it will never make mathematical sense. All you got to do is pull out your calculator. So when they're talking, you just put these numbers in. Whatever they're saying. What happens when? Okay. Then what? And I'll quadruple my money in how long? Okay. All right. It will never add up. Gabriel says people on unemployment are balling with cash. Yeah, they think they are. Nomadic says, oh, no man, anything except to love him and pray for them. Okay. What's up, Sal? SavingsMinusDebt. I'm from Ramil. Appreciate you letting me know that. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Gotta let Ramil know that. Walt Go, what's going on? Dude is dropping truth bombs left and right. Appreciate it. Numbers don't lie. They never lie. They always tell the truth. I'm never wrong. How many people can you find on YouTube that ever say that? I'm never wrong. I'm talking about myself. I'm never wrong. I'm always right. And I can prove it. Cosmic says, and at age 65 and up, you can get a property tax break, and in some places, free property tax. Google Homestead to find out more. Sure, there's always ways. Not when you're in debt, though. If you're in debt, don't worry about what Cosmic's saying. Don't worry. That doesn't apply to you. Okay? Don't worry about that. If you're making payments on a cell phone, don't worry about what Cosmic's saying, okay? She's not talking to you, okay? If you got a car loan and you don't know what the percentage rate is on your car loan, don't worry about what she's saying, okay? That does not apply to you. Don't worry about that. You think I'm saying her information is wrong? No, I'm just saying it doesn't apply to you. Amina says, Nomadic, okay. Nomadic says, debt is mental, emotional, and spiritual. Sure is. It's all three. And that could be on you in a bad way, or that could be on you in a good way. It's on, right now, that's on me in a good way. Okay? Well, debt is not on me, but I'm saying replace debt with money. Let's put debt with money, not debt, not adding emotions to debt. I said that wrong. Cosmic says you can also get a 90% reduction of property taxes for 10 to 15 years in some places and properties. Properties I did and had the seller fill out the paperwork for me on top of that. Cool. See all that good information? Nomadic says Acts 20 is it better to give the then receive. Support this man's YouTube page, and you will be blessed. Anyone who is speaking the truth should be monetarily supported. Appreciate that, Nomadic. I really do. For those of you in the background that are wondering how this works, when you're in debt, you can't really understand a lot of things that are being said in this room. You can't. It's mathematically impossible for you. But when you get out of debt, you will connect with other people like Nomadic that understand that I'm speaking the truth, because I'm saying what I'm saying is mathematically true. I'm not filling for the fluff. I'm not pretending anything. Everything I say can be 100% verified to be true. So I'm going to give you a couple examples. I'm going to give you a very big example of something that you can choose to use. You can choose to open your eyes from it, or you can stay unconscious. Okay. Economic classes don't even exist. Those are illusions. There are no such thing as lower class, middle class, upper class. They don't even exist. Don't even exist. It's an illusion that's inside the debt matrix. That's for slaves. Slaves believe economic classes exist. They don't exist. Now you're probably thinking, then what type of classes exist? There's only two classes, the debt class and the non-debt class. There's only two classes. That's it. There's no other classes, middle class. And I'm going to show you so you'll understand, so you'll get it, okay? I want you to add up all your savings, cash. And then I want you to add up all your debt, mortgage, car note, credit cards, student loans, tickets, collections, add them all up. And then I want you to go savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. Now, for most of you, that's going to be a very large negative number, very large. Now, what class do you think you're in? Now, you're probably thinking, well, I make $100,000 a year, but when you add up all your mortgage, you're like $400,000 in debt. Okay, so we're going to take your salary. So say like you make $100,000 a year, right? 100,000 minus negative 400,000 equals how much money you have in real life. That's a large negative number. Do you know the class you're in? You're in the debt class. If you made $1 million, now to slaves, a person making $1 million, they would consider them upper class. Okay, I get it. Pretend we're on the back of the economic system and we're looking out through like we're on a board and we're looking through it, and then we're looking at all the millions of slaves looking at that board. Okay, but we can see them. They can't see us because it's lit up on the other side, right? They're looking at the middle class, upper class. But so a person making $1 million, they would see them in the upper class. But behind the scenes, this person making $1 million is $3 million in debt. You know what class they're in? They're in the debt class. They're not in any that class. Those classes don't even exist. They're in the debt class. Somebody making $100,000, $200,000 a year, you're probably thinking they're middle class, but they're $400,000 in debt. You know what class they're in? They're in the debt class. Slaves have no idea the amount of money they make matters not. Any questions? We're an hour and a half over. Now, you can choose to believe what I just said, even though it's mathematically true. That's where cognitive dissonance is going to come in. You're going to be like, damn, I know what he's saying is mathematically true, but I still don't believe it. That's going to be the struggle for you. Good luck. That's the glitch in the debt matrix. Believe in your own math. You're going to struggle. Don't get me wrong. You'll be like, damn, people have been telling me that I've needed credit all my life. People have been telling me I'm nobody without a high credit score. I'm a nobody. I'm a bum. You're going to struggle with those. None of that's true. None of that's true. You don't need credit for anything. You don't need a credit score. You don't need credit to survive. None of that is true. Okay. But if you believe it, you go right ahead. And then you're going to be like, man, you're going to struggle. You're going to be like, man, all my friends, they believe in credit because they're all slaves. Once you get out of debt, your whole friend list is going to change. Everything's going to change because you won't be able to stand to be around people talking about debt all the time. Oh man, I'm not answering that phone because that's a bill collector. Oh man, this car payment sure is killing me. Oh man, I heard it takes 2.5 months to buy a diamond ring. That's what the TV said. The TV said it takes 2.5 months salary to get a quality ring from what? That company right there. Oh. Black Cannon says, just had this discussion last week. People in other countries that own a goat and a house in the third world country richer than some people in the U.S. You know, so crazy. I was thinking about this the other day. You know why foreigners kill it over here? You know why they kill it over here? They've always had this in the majority of those countries. They didn't, call it third world, whatever you want to call it, right? They just know, hey, I have to have money to buy this. I have to have money. There was no such thing as credit, right? And then they come over to the US and with that same mentality, I have to have money to buy anything. And then they come over here and they kill it. They kill it, man. They kill it. And then, oh, I was so stupid. God damn it. I'm just thinking back when I was in debt a couple times, man, and I bought a couple things, and I remember somebody telling me, "Hey, man, you shouldn't do that. You should pay cash for it." I remember saying that, and I remember looking at him and saying, "I can afford it. I can afford the payment." I'm so embarrassed, man. It's so embarrassing thinking about that sometimes. John Phillips says, "LJ, you keep on the TV." You keep on the TV, so hearing your voice makes me get the message. Each live you do serves a great reminder that math wins every time. Appreciate that, John. I can't stop. This is my mission. This is my mission. For those of you that are ready to listen, okay? Cosmic says, we have muddles that definition. We have muddles the definition of classes to if you went to college and job where the traditional definition was ownership of assets to be in the upper class, lorded over assets, land, and people versus now people lord over student loans and car notes. Sure do, man. It's embarrassing, man. And let me share with you guys so you can understand how mental state this is. If you have made up in your mind that you're never going to pay off your student loans, you have no idea what you're saying to yourself by doing that. If you went to college for 4 years and you've had your student loans for till today, you have no idea the statement that makes to the people around you that understand money. You have no idea. Especially even in business. I want you guys to understand something. I don't want you guys to be impressed by people with businesses. Do not be impressed by not everybody in business. Please don't be impressed. Because a lot of that is a facade too. I know they look successful on the outside, but I guarantee you, if I listen to them talk, I'll tell you right away if they're swimming in debt. I can tell right away. It's the things they do, it's the things they say. And by the way, nothing they say will ever make mathematical sense. Nothing. Get out of debt, and you'll be able to navigate through this financial world like you're skating. It's empowering, actually. It's actually empowering. You'll know, just once you get out of debt, you'll know exactly what to do. Just follow the rules. Don't cheat the IRS. Don't scam on money. Don't pretend you're getting money over here and don't claim it. Hey, I don't want them to know about this, so I'm not going to say nothing. Don't ever do that. You give them everything. Get out of debt and you will see how it works. They're not doing anything to anybody. That's also an illusion, okay? That's an illusion. It's only against people who don't believe in mathematics. And you're probably thinking, well, I don't really know anything about taxes. You don't even have to know anything about taxes. You don't have to know anything about it. You find somebody that does. How do you pick the right person? You ask to see their personal credit report first. You go see a tax, you look up, however you look up a tax person, and then you go see them. You say, okay, cool. I need somebody to do my taxes. They're going to say, okay, I can do that. Look, hey, look at all my credentials. Look at my office. It's beautiful, ain't it? You say, I got one thing. I have to see your personal credit report. That's what I have to see. Now, the right person is going to know immediately why you want to see that. Let me make sure this is clear. Because people like me, there's people, I know it seems weird, but it's true. You ask the right person, they're going to know exactly why you asked to see their personal credit report, because I guarantee you this, a person that is debt-free, that does taxes, they know something that the majority of tax preparers do not. I promise you this. The majority of tax preparers that are in debt, they are missing something very, very important. You find the right person by asking to see their personal credit report. They will know why you're asking. And in return, they will ask to see yours. And then guess what? They're going to match. Zero debt. Zero debt. They match. Okay, cool. We on the same playing field. Yes. You know not to ever cheat on taxes. Don't cut corners. Don't do none of that, right? Yeah, great. And then that person does your taxes the correct way, never wrong, meaning the math will be 100% right all the time. You won't have to worry about random IRS audits. You know why? Because you're going to do it correctly every time. So you don't have to worry about IRS random audits. They're not random. Only slaves believe that. There's millions of people in the United States of America. You think they're gonna take the time to take an agent to go do a random audit on a person that's doing their taxes 100% correct? No. Does that make sense to you? It doesn't make sense to me. Why would, hey, we're coming to check to see if you're doing it right? That doesn't happen. You don't hide anything. You're getting super chats. Hey, IRS, I'm getting super chats. This is how many I got. This is how long I had it for. This is when my channel started. Here's the records, everything you need to see. There you go. You get any money on CashApp? Yeah, here it is. Here's all that too. What bank is it at? It's over there. What bank is that money in? Right there. Where's your bank account? Right here. Anything else you need? See how that works? Mina says, remember I told you about that tax accountant? He was one for 20 years, student loans older than his great-grandchildren. See what I'm saying? And I want you guys to look at this. This is very important. Accountants have to go to college for math. In order for them to get their degree from college, listen to this closely. In order for an accountant to get their degree from college, they have to pass mathematics. They're not going to get their diploma, their degree, if they didn't pass math, right? Every accountant in America should not be in debt. You go up to an accountant and say, hey, why are you in debt? Because of this, that, this, and that. Well, you did take math in college, right? Yeah. Then why are you in debt? Wait a minute. You're balancing the books for some other company, right? You do that every day on a daily basis. Yeah. How come you're not balancing your own books? What do you mean? You got 20-year-old student loans. That means you're not balancing your own books. Well, how come? And you want to do my books? No. Why not? You haven't balanced your own books. I'm never going to believe that somebody else is going to treat my money better than their own money. They treat their own money like crap, but you think, and you're going to pay them, and you think they're going to treat your money better than their own money? No, that's never going to happen. Don't do that. Don't do that. Wayman Brown says, if you don't play the game out bounds, you shouldn't have to worry. Oh, out of bounds. Okay. The problem is that people always feel a need to shortcut for small gains, and they pay the penalty in the long run. Exactly. Check this out. If you get out of debt, you will see that there's absolutely no reason to cheat the system. You can't go up to a slave and say, you catch one of those slaves, oh man, these taxes are so high. You can't walk up to him and say, you sure it ain't that car payment? Would taxes be high if you didn't have that car payment? Would taxes be high if you didn't finance a new cell phone every year? Would taxes be high then? What about that new washer and dryer that you finance? You think taxes, they probably wouldn't be that high if you didn't have those washer and dryer payment? E-Man says, and then they come out with debt that's an oxymoron. Thank you, sir. O3Z says, like those cats buying cars with their PPP money from the government. You see people do that. And I know there's a lot of you out there, so you can understand something. I really want you to understand something. Those of you that took that PPP money and used it for something other than the rules stated on the agreement, you just committed yourself to years of slavery. Now you're going to be paying even more for the loan that you took, because you broke the rules. Now there's penalties and fees for that. Now you're going to be paying even more for the loan. You know how long you're going to be a slave now? Who knows? I know it looks like free money and easy money, but hey, it's not. The government says, hey, we'll give you this money as long as you follow these rules. If you broke the rules, that's on you. You don't get away with it. You're not going anywhere. You're going to be a slave until you're dead, until every single penny of that money's paid back. You're going to be a slave. Congratulations. Over green pieces of paper that don't even exist for you, because only a slave would do that. Let me explain this to you also, so you can see from the outside perspective, so you can understand what that really means. For me to go and try to steal PPP money, I consciously know that I'm already about to break the rules. And if I get caught, they are going to own me. Let me say that one more time. This is what I look at. I already know time is the most valuable thing on earth. I know if I sat down and filled out the paperwork with intent of breaking the rules, I know once I'm caught, they're going to own me. AKA, you become a slave. I would never risk that. I would never risk my freedom for green pieces of paper. You're risking the time in your life for green pieces of paper. I would never do that. I would never do that in a million years. Never. Slaves do that. Gamble with the time in my life? No, sir. I'm not doing none of that. Now, I'm not knocking you guys that have done it. I'm going to just explain something to you. I was unconscious when I was younger. I wish somebody would have walked up to me when I was younger and said, hey, man, if you do that, you could possibly lose some of the time in your life. You do know you can never get that back, right? Right, Linnell? You do know one day you're going to die, right? Everybody dies. You clearly see that, right, Linnell? Then why are you going to risk that for green pieces of paper? I would never do that. That's when I was unconscious. I'm conscious now. I'm not unconscious. I would never, anything that risks the time of my life, I won't even touch with a 10-foot pole. Never. No, sir. LJ, they committed fraud. That's a couple of federal charges at the minimum in prison. Exactly. See what I'm saying? For green pieces of paper, ain't doing none of that. But on the flip coin, guess what? There's the corona's here. Jobs gone. People are in survival mode. I'll worry about that later. It doesn't care. It doesn't care your feelings or what situation you were in. If you break the rules on that PPP money, you're breaking the law. Oh, I was just trying to survive. That means nothing. Laura says, I had to cut my friend because he was always talking about buying new expensive cars when he is currently financing one. Too much slave talk. Too much slave talk. Your whole surrounding of friends and family is going to change. So I want you to be prepared for that. Okay. There are millions of slaves, and they're going to be your loved ones. They're going to be your parents. They're going to be your sister. They're going to be your brother. They're going to be your husband. They're going to be your wife, and you can't do anything about it. But leave. Because this system doesn't care. It doesn't care what color you are. It doesn't care it doesn't care who it is. It must be this way. Okay, I want you to understand that. We need slaves that enslave themselves. The best kind of slave to have is a slave that doesn't know they're a slave, aka unconscious slave. It must be this way. I help you get out of it yourself. There is nothing outside of you that's going to get you out of debt but you. First, it starts here. First, it starts here mentally. First, you got to know you're a slave. If you believe financing a car is the only way to get a car, you're going to be a slave until you're dead. That's it. Okay, well, that's what you believe. You have no idea what you're saying when you say that. Oh, man, there's no other way to buy a car. I'll just shut up right there. Me, I'm going to shut up when somebody says that. There is no other way to get a car but to finance it. Okay, have a good day. See you later. You got nothing else to say? I don't talk to slaves. What do you mean? You're going to start slave-splaining. And that just drives me nuts. I can't stand people who slave-splain. Nomadic says an enslaved mind is way more destructive than an enslaved body. Sure is. That's where it all starts. I remember when I was younger, I used to always hear say not many people, okay, it's always sporadic, right? But you look at them like they're crazy, right? I remember when I was younger, people used to always say to me, stop watching TV, it programs you. Stop watching TV, it programs you. And I used to think, what the hell are you talking about? Those are my favorite shows. I know it's TV and this and that and da da da. You don't really understand it when you're doing it, right? But now I understand what it means. Okay. I understand what it totally means. When I look at TV, I know they're actors. And I never forget it. I never forget what I'm seeing on TV are actors. Choreographed by a production company. It's TV. Now, if you choose to believe what you're seeing the actors doing and saying, that's on you. That's why I barely watch TV. I don't like, when I watch TV now, I just look at people living their dream. They're on TV. I think about, what did they do to get on that screen for me to see them? What did they go through to get to that point to where they're on Netflix now doing some kind of drama show, whatever, right? What did they do to get there? You probably never heard of them, probably new actors, whatever. It really doesn't matter who they are, but just know they are on the screen and you're watching them. So in my mind, I'm like, I ain't got time to be watching them. I got to do my own thing. I mean, I'm gonna share something with you guys. So you guys, I remember 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I made a commercial with Russell Wilson, the quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. Okay, I made a commercial with him. Right, actually 3, but you only can see me in 1. Right, but anyway, I've never been when I see a star, somebody famous, I never really was like, oh my God, that's so-and-so. I've never been like that. It's just a person that did what it take to reach their dream goal, and then that's them, right? It doesn't, So when I tried out for it or whatever, and I got to go and be in the video, whatever, right? I was talking to him a couple times, nothing serious. Hey man, how you doing? What's your next gig? Just casual, blah, 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 nothing personal, right? People were just amazed that I talked to him. Oh my God, you actually talked to Russell Wilson? I was like, well, yeah, he's on the set. So, I mean, he was cool too. He wasn't like, hey, I'm Russell and you're not. No, he was like, hey man, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And to me, I'm an older dude, so he looked like a kid to me. So it wasn't like that, right? But the experience was a trip, because once the commercial came out, everybody thought I was rich, or, oh my God, LJ somebody because he made a commercial with Russell Wilson and blah, blah, blah. I was like, I saw him, we talked, he was mainly in a way in his private trailer where he got dressed and relaxed and stuff. We were outside waiting for stage sets. And when the stage was set, they would just call him and come out. We had to get there and be there, right? But that's it. I just looked at him as, wow, look at this young dude. He probably had some guidance on the way to get up to where he's at today. It's so important to be generational. It really is, because they're going to guide you in the right direction so you can be successful. But anyway, it was cool to meet him. I remember when we were there, his wife Sierra called and he was like, hey, say hi to everybody. She was in London or something like that. I thought that was so cool. I was like, wow, hey, how you doing? That was pretty cool. Hy-Vee says, the purpose of television commercial is not to inform viewers of the product service. It's to sell the product service. Never forget, it's business. It's totally business. People don't even really get, like, when people always brag about how much TV commercials are during the Super Bowl. Oh, it's $1 million every 30 seconds. It's $5 million. Why do you think they're spending that kind of money? Because they're going to get quadruple that back in return. They just know this point is the Super Bowl is the point they're going to reach the most people at one shot. Right? They're going to reach the most people in one shot. And now they've made it so famous that like that people look forward to the commercials that are on the Super Bowl. That's why they make them funny. That's why they make them hilarious or whatever, right? Because they know if they get you there, that's going to reach the most. It's absolutely brilliant. So when I used to hear that, I used to go, damn, they're spending $5 million for 30 seconds. The first thing I thought is like, how much are they getting in return for them to spend $5 million for 30 seconds? All right, we're going to cut this off in hour 2. So we got about 8 minutes and then we're getting off here. Again, I want to keep this Q&A Sundays available, but you guys got to be asking questions, man. I know I do a lot of talking. I don't mind talking, but I want you guys to ask the questions. Don't be shy. Here's my email, by the way. Let me give out my email. Just in case you want a consultation, there you go. Just email me. Consultations are not free. All right. They do cost. And email me. We can do a date and time. I'm on East Coast time zone, by the way. East Coast time zone, by the way. So you can reach out me and hit me there. Okay. All right. And don't forget to hit that like button. Here's my Cash App. I always got to make sure of this. Those of you that donate to my Cash App just out the blue, let me know, leaving a little note and telling me why. I appreciate that. Okay. I really do. That gives me motivation. That gives me, sometimes I get down, and then something like that comes through and it just brings me right back up. All right. Appreciate it. If you want to share the channel, this is the easiest way to share the channel. Just tell them to Google the hashtag SavingsMinusDebt, and I will be the only person that pops up in that Google search. Okay. And then they could just click on one of the videos, subscribe, hit the subscribe bell, and hit all. Okay. All right. Gabriel says, being debt-free cleans your brain forever. Totally forever. Nomadic says, what is your opinion of gold, silver, and cryptocurrency? It's just gambling. It's just gold only means something to people that are debt-free. Okay, gold itself holds no value really. It's just gold. It's just silver. It's just cryptocurrency. It's all the same. It's really all the same. Just one you can feel and touch, and the other one is digital. That's it. It's nothing, not a big deal. It's the same thing, right? And so you can understand my meaning. I know a lot of people in the background say, what do you mean gold doesn't have any value? Gold only holds value to each individual person. Same with silver, same with dollars. So you understand what I mean, so you can get it. A lot of people don't really understand. So imagine you had a bar of gold in your hand. Okay, you had it in your hand. So you look up the current value of gold today. I don't know what it is. If somebody can throw that up there, let's do this together so we can understand. Let's see. Somebody find the value of gold today. Okay, let's do this right now so people can understand that. Because I want everybody to get this, okay? Okay, so what I'm seeing is $2,035. Is that what people are getting right now? This is what I see the value of gold. Okay, let me type this up here. Today. So make sure everybody's on the same page. 2034, okay, cool. 2035. All right. I'm gonna put that up there so everybody's on the same page, okay? All right, Cosby says 2034. Cool, go. Okay, so this is what I want you to do, okay? Now imagine if you had per ounce, okay? Say like you had an ounce of gold right now that's worth, let's go by finest right now. We'll just go by, it's all really the same, okay? An ounce of gold is worth $2,043, okay? And you had it in your hand. This is what I want you to do. I want you to say the price of gold minus your student loan debt equals the price of gold for you. Okay, let's do it one more time. 1 ounce of gold, which is $2,043. 2,043 minus your student loans equals the value of gold for you. So if you guys did this, you guys tell me, how much is gold worth to you? Okay, let's do that. Now, you guys in the background, you guys can do the same thing, okay? Let's do that. Add it up. And then you tell me how much, tell it to yourself. You don't even have to tell me. That number that you got, that's how much gold is valued to you. Now, let's swap out gold. Let's put in silver. Do the same thing for silver. Find out how much silver is worth. Find out how much ounce of silver worth. The ounce of silver price minus your student loans equals how much the silver is worth to you. If it's in the negative, guess what? Nothing. Now, if you hand it to me, the gold would be worth $2,043. I hand it back to you, it's worth nothing. You hand it back to me, it's worth $2,043. I hand it back to you, it's worth nothing. You see? You see how it works? But if you believe it's worth something, I guess you just believe it. You see the number on the computer screen that says 2043 and you believe it's 2043. I guess you just believe it's 2043. See how that works? Like I always say, this channel is unlike any other channels on YouTube. Believe that. You see how I do my show on YouTube? I follow the rules. YouTube is the biggest digital format stage in the world right now. You think I'm gonna mess that up? No, I'm gonna follow the rules. What can and cannot do, YouTube? So you can't do this, you can't do that, you can do this, you can say that, you can't. Okay, cool, YouTube. Thank you for posting those. Thank you for posting your rules, YouTube. Appreciate it. This is the biggest stage, and it's free. You think I'm giving that up? Nope, not giving that up. I'm gonna follow the rules. I remember I was doing something, I was adding music that wasn't mine. They said, hey, YouTube says you can't do that. Okay, cool. I won't do it no more. I didn't say F you. Hey, everybody else is doing it. Why are you bothering me? Nope, I'm not. I don't care what everybody else is doing. I'm following the rules. Got it. Got it. Cool. Nomadic says, I saw you on O'Shea Vlogcast. Thanks for your service. Appreciate you, Nomadic. Man, it's crazy when I still see people come over from other channels. That is cool. Ron White Leo says, question. What are your thoughts about MLMs, such as Amway, etc.? Can an MLM lead to wealth building? Get out of debt first. MLMs are legal, okay? How I feel about MLMs are irrelevant. Is irrelevant. It doesn't matter how I feel about MLMs. Doesn't matter. Is it legal? Yeah. All I'm saying is this: if you want to do an MLM, get out of debt first, and then you will see the true purpose of an MLM. You'll see it. You'll see exactly how it works. Oh, that's why this and that and this and that. That's why you need this leg and add people here and this and that and blah, blah, blah. You'll see how it all works. But if you really believe you are a true business owner, all I got to do is look at your personal credit report and it will tell me why you believe that. Let me say that one more time. If you get with an MLM and you really believe you're a business owner, the first question I'm going to ask is to see your personal credit report. It will tell me why you believe that. So MLMs are not bad. Look how long they've been around. They've been around for years. There got to be a reason for that. When people with MLM offers come up to me, I just tell them, no. Why not? It's an MLM. Oh man, you think it's a pyramid scheme? No, it's a business. A business that I don't want to be part of. That's why I don't care what they're doing. I don't care what MLM does to people, or I don't care how much money they make. I don't care if you believe you're going to be a diamond, ruby, quadruple, platinum, whatever names they make up, whatever. You know what amazes me about MLMs? The places they rent out for how many people they have coming in. They be renting out stadiums. Looks like they're making money to me. If you can rent out a stadium for all your people that have joined your MLM, you're making money. You're making real money. And I'm not saying any negative. I say, get out of debt and you'll be a double, triple, platinum, ruby, blah, 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 whatever you want to be. You can be whatever you want. You can be at the highest. Just get out of debt first. John Phillips says, they say gold and other precious metals have intrinsic value. They do. Slave mentality is real. Gold, okay, so John, when they say intrinsic value, this is what that means, okay? So you can understand. I want you guys to understand something, what things like that mean. That means if you went to another country that didn't speak English and you had gold in your hand and you wanted to buy something, they would know that gold holds value and they would trade whatever you're going to buy for that item, because you don't have to say, hey man, I need you to speak my language to understand what gold means. No, everybody knows what gold means. You just pull it out and say, oh, that's gold. That's called intrinsic value. Same thing with silver, whatever. It's got to be tested, of course, to make sure it is what it is. But if they test it and it's gold, they say, okay, you can have this for that amount of gold for whatever gold is worth. Please expand. Personal credit tell you about business owner. Okay, I'll tell you. Great question, Black Henna. If I see the person's personal credit report and they are in debt, in deep debt, if they have 20-year-old student loans, if they have collections, if they are in trouble with the IRS, if they have tons of bills that they haven't paid on, it tells me everything about the business of them. If they don't take care of the business of them, anything outside of themselves will reflect the same thing. It has to. That's the only thing they know. Their personal credit report just said it. Their personal credit report says, hey, this is how I'm going to treat the finances of my business the same way as my personal finances. Why? Because they know nothing else. They're not going to treat the money outside of themselves better than their own money of themselves. That never. They would never, regardless if they know this or not, is 100% irrelevant. They're going to treat their business finances the exact same way they treat their personal finances. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Why? Because they know nothing else. They're slaves. You guys are, let me explain something to you so you slaves can understand. You guys are easy to see. You know why? Because you don't believe in mathematics. That's why I see debt people. I see debt people. Yip yapping and talking and slaves splaining. They just do it. They do it out loud in public. They have no idea. Nothing they say makes any mathematical sense whatsoever. None. Zero. Oh, you believe you got that car on sale? Didn't you finance it for 84 months? Yeah, but you believe you got it on sale. Yeah, see? All you got to do is go on social media. You see all these people with a big ass paper key in front of them, stepping on the lawn with the for sale sign. Hey, we're new homeowners. You can't walk up to them and say, hey, did you pay cash for that home? Yeah. Then why do you think you're a homeowner if you didn't pay cash for it? Did you pay cash for that home? No. You got a mortgage? Yeah, I got a mortgage. Then why do you believe you're a homeowner when you know for a fact you couldn't have bought that house without the bank's money? So you think you can take the bank's money, buy something, and think it's yours? Only slaves think that way. Nomadic says, an accountant with a horrible credit report is the same as a fat doctor. Sure is. A fat nurse or a dentist with crooked teeth. Exactly. That's exactly correct. That's exactly correct. I'll never forget that. I'm glad you brought that up. No matter, I remember one time I went to the doctor. I was a little overweight at the time, but I remember I went to go see the doctor and his belly was bigger than mine. And he was trying to tell me what to do to get back in shape. I was like, what? I remember sitting there in his office looking at his stomach. He looked like he was 9 months pregnant, and he was about to write me a prescription for something for me to get healthy. Hey, man, you need to do this. You need to get healthy, and you need to do some more of this. And I was like, what? I wanted to say, do you see your stomach? You're telling me to do something that you're not even doing? Oh, I see. You write me a prescription so you can make, oh, got it. It's the stupidest nonsense. So it's the same thing, just like what Nomadic said with the accountant. You don't trust the accountant with 20-year-old student loans? That makes absolutely no sense. CENTS. Steven says, I found LJ's channel over a month ago. I have no utility bills for the remainder of 2020. Me and my daughter, cell phones paid off. It's a mindset. It is. You better believe Steven's talking alien. I always can tell when I hear aliens speak. Always can hear him. Don't talk about it, be about it. Sure is. Thank you, Steven. E-Man says fat personal trainer. Exactly, a fat personal trainer. Cognitive dissonance at its finest. It sure is. But see, you got to understand something, you guys. You guys really don't understand that people don't walk around asking to see people's personal credit reports. Even though when you go to a business to try to get some kind of loan or some financing, that's the first thing they offer. But people don't do that personally amongst themselves. You know why? Because it's not a normal question. I don't care what people think. I wouldn't even take a woman seriously unless I could see her personal credit report. It'd be a waste of time. Hey, I like you. You like me. Ooh, the sex is good. Bloggity blah. And then all of a sudden you go, let me see your personal credit report. And they have she has $100,000 in student loan debt and talking about she's never paying it off. Hey, we ain't going nowhere. This relationship is not going in. Well, why isn't LJ? Why isn't it going anywhere? You're in student loan debt. You're a slave. I don't date slaves. What do you mean? What do you mean? Everybody has student loan debt. Only slaves say that. Only slaves with student loan debt say everybody has student loan debt. So if you're a person that says that, hey, everybody has student loan debt, only slaves say that to other slaves. That's not true. None of that is true. Only people with student loan debt say that. Why? Because they have student loan debt. Everybody has car payments. Only people with car payments say they have car payments. Slaves. Everybody finances cell phones. Only slaves finance cell phones. So of course, if every one of your friends has a finance cell phone like yours, that's why you guys are friends. Doesn't matter how you feel about it. Doesn't matter if you don't like the words I'm saying. All you need to worry about is it true of what I'm saying. If it's mathematically true, I want you to listen to this closely. If you're getting upset at me using the word slave, if it's mathematically true, you need to figure out why you are mad at me if my math is correct. Why are you upset that my math? That doesn't even make any sense. You're mad because my math is right? That doesn't even make any sense. Who is he? He think he's this and that, and he think he's all that. Is his math right? Yeah. Then why are you mad? I don't get it. I don't get it. All right, you guys, we're going to wrap this up, man. I've been yip-yapping for 2 hours now. 2 hours and 11 minutes to be exact. Hope you guys learned a lot today. I appreciate it. I'm going to get on off here. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Again, if you need to see me, you can find me at, just email me, SavingsMinusDebt. No, SavingsMinusDebt@gmail.com. Yeah, I was about to say the website. I haven't changed a lot of things on my website yet, so there are no free consultations. You must email me, okay? Because I'll just cancel it if I need to. What did you say here? Black Kenneth says, yesterday was the first I've ever heard someone say that they want to know the financials of a company before applying. They want to know if the company has the potential, has been exactly. That's important. All right. Hyphy says, we'll watch you later on Discord, 6 p.m. voice chat. Oh, you're going to do that? Okay. I'm going to be over there. I'll be over there at 6 p.m. That's today. Okay, cool. So if you guys want to join that, Hyphy has put the link in there. The link is also in the description of this video. If you want to join the Discord server, we would love to have you. Other SMD family members are over there as well. Hyphy is one of them. You can you can hear the regulars in here, Cosmic, all of, and I think Nomad just joined it. I don't know if you joined this Discord server, Nomadic, but thank you for joining the members only group. Appreciate it. All right, let me put this up here. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed today's show. If you guys have any recommendations for a show, we can do that. If you ever want to come on the show, we can do that too. You could join when you join the members only group of YouTube, Life North of Zero. You will see videos not only of me, of other people, other SMD family members with their personal stories, their personal situations, blah, 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 what they're doing now, et cetera, et cetera. It's all trust over there. So you come over there, you can trust. You can take off the coat of protectiveness that you got to wear in this world, and then you come over there and it's all but trust in there. Okay. You can relax, you can ask a question, you'll get the right answer, things of that nature. All right. And if you get over there and you say the wrong answer, SMD family members are also going to let you know that you're wrong over there. Okay. So it's nothing about feelings. We all want you to be successful. Okay. All right. You are welcome, Wayman. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Hyphy. All right, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. Until next time, I'm not going to say when, but until next time, talk to you later.